In this lecture, we are going to cover the Google Street View in more detail. And as you may remember, to use this tool, we have to drag the orange figure to any of the blue paths that are shown in the map. Now, in 2025, Street View is already spread across much of the world. And if you want to get an idea of which countries are covered, you can use this trick. Zoom out and pick up the icon, and you can see that countries mostly shown in blue have most of the main roads covered. That's the case for most of the European continent and many countries in other regions, like North and South America. Africa, indeed, is still limited, as the Street View has good coverage just in few regions, like Nigeria, Kenya, and the southern countries of the continent. Now let's use Street View on a specific road, and this time we are going to New Zealand, which is located here to the east of Australia. I'm going to zoom into the southern part of the country, and we are going to explore one of its southernmost cities, Invercargill. If you are having trouble finding it, you can always use the search bar to locate it quickly. Here it is, Invercargill, New Zealand. Then you can close the information panel or just minimize it using this little arrow. Now I will drag the map to show this residential area on the eastern side of the city and pick up the Street View icon to have a look of one of the streets. Let's place it, for example, here on Lindisfarne Street. So this is the view from the exact point where I placed the orange figure. One of the main characteristics of Street View is that these images are 360 degrees. This means that I can click and drag the pointer to see everything around this area. Now let's proceed. In the bottom left corner, we can see a small section of the map showing nearby streets. And by looking at the orange figure, I can tell which direction I'm facing, as there is a little arrow here. For example, right now, I know that Ritchie Street is somewhere behind this house. Now, let's learn how to move along a road in Street View. It's easy. You only need to place the pointer along the street and click when this arrow appears, just like this. So, basically, to move to the next camera shot, click on a point close to you, and if you want to move a bit faster down the street, move the pointer a bit farther ahead before clicking. Then the X symbol that you can see here shows the exact position you will move to when you click. For example, now I'm going to overtake that car. Look. Then, if you want to look at something at the side of the road, like a building, you will notice that when you place the pointer there, it changes to a rectangle. And this lets you view a detail, for example this house, from an exact front-facing perspective. Let's continue. In the top left panel, we can see also more information. First, we can see where is this place, and in this case, there's the street name and house number. But this is not always very specific. Sometimes it's more generic, especially when we are in a road out of an urban area. Here we can only see the road name. Then below, we can see the town, region, or country. But this isn't always consistent. Sometimes Google shows only the region or even only the country name, especially in rural or less populated places. For example, right now we are near a town called Granton, and it shows Granton, Tasmania. Now I'm going to click in the arrow to return to the map. Here is Granton, and if I zoom out, you can see it's located in the island of Tasmania, an Australian region. But earlier in New Zealand, it only said Southland, which is actually just the name of the region where Invercargill is. The date of the picture is shown at the bottom part of the panel, and by default it's the most recent time that Street View was captured for that location. But we can still see the previous captures. In See More Dates, there is a timeline showing earlier dates. For example, there are images from 2008. You can click to check it out and see how it looked like more than 10 years ago. It's interesting how sometimes you will notice differences. For example, this house wasn't renovated yet when the photo was taken. Now, about how Street View appears on the map, there are two ways. It can show as a continuous path, usually captured by the Street View car, which has a camera on the top, and images are taken every few meters along the road. Then, in some cases, Street View imagery is collected using a backpack camera or even a bicycle. For example, hilly areas where vehicles can't go. You can also find images captured from a train, a boat, or even a snowmobile in remote places like the Arctic. Another way that Street View is displayed on the map is with independent points like the ones you can see in this park. Let's check it out here, and you can see that this image is also 360 degrees, like the others, but some of them may be only static, and it's not possible to move around in. We will often find these single points in parks, stadiums, or tourist attractions, basically places where it's not possible for a car to drive through. These points are typically uploaded by single Google users.